Alright, today we are in a 2020 Jaguar F-Pace SVR. It is the Supercharged V8 engine. Sounds pretty good. This is our performance SUV that Jag makes, that I would call a true performance SUV, just because we had the F-Pace S, which was a supercharged V6, but that's 380 horsepower. I just feel like that's not really going to give you a bunch of performance. This one, though, with the 550, though, is a lot more power. You get the SVR tuned suspension, SVR tuned 8-speed ZF transmission as well. Steering is a lot tighter, bigger brakes. This one comes with our pistol shifter here, as opposed to the rotary dial, which is pretty sweet. You got an SVR steering wheel, which is pretty hard to see right now, and then the quad exhaust. Sounds pretty good. Sounds very good, actually. The drive just feels so much more solid than I used to have an F-Pace S. The V6 one, it was nice. It just didn't feel all that dialed in or tight. Is kind of the easiest way to explain it. This one, though, is a completely different monster. Suspension feels great. Steering very tight, very nimble, which is kind of nice. And then, of course, you have the V8 in the front to give you that power. It just feels like a true performance SUV. So I think it's a really nice option for if you're looking for something more, refined, because you still got that F-Pace drive, which is very nice. Good little exhaust backfire, which is pretty sweet. Auto high beams on. I turned off my auto high beam just because I feel like they'd turn on when there's some lights too. If there's raining a lot, your lights would turn on too, which is kind of annoying. People think you're flashing your high beams at them and they get pissed. Oh, watch it, buddy. You feel the road a lot, which I think if you're buying a performance SUV, especially with this being on a car platform, you should expect that. It's part of the territory. It's a fun SUV to drive around. So personally, I think if you're, in the market for an SUV and you want something that's still going to be fun to drive with a lot of power to it, then this delivers the 550 horsepower very well. It's very light. It kind of feels like you are just driving a car, which is pretty sweet. And I think it's a night and day difference. This car will set you back about $90,000. Brand new. Anywhere from, that high 80s to high 90s is kind of where they peak out at. But for what you're getting, with the platform and the SVR modifications and everything that this car comes with, it's great around these turns. Little to no body roll. You just feel planted. It's great. And you have all the power to kind of back you up within all four wheels too. I drove our Trackhawk. We have a Trackhawk in the back, and I actually was not that impressed. I know it's still off of the same, the Grand Cherokee platform and everything, and you're kind of paying for the engine and everything. But I was not impressed with the driving. It was clanky. a lot of things were just kind of making weird sounds, and I don't know if it was just exclusive to that car, but even with that engine in the car, it did not feel like, it was not a fun drive. So I was a little disappointed in that, but I don't know if that's really comparing apples to apples. It's still the same size class, I believe, Grand Cherokee with this, even though that's more of on a SUV platform. But it was not that enjoyable to drive, I guess, if stock. This, anyone who's driven an F-Pace, I think would agree that the F-Pace is a completely different and better drive than a Grand Cherokee is. Even like the SRTs, and you know, they're fun to drive around because they got a nice Hemi engine in them, or whatever, the Trackhawk. But in terms of like refinement and everything, there's really no comparison between the drive. You drive like a Grand Cherokee, like a Trackhawk or an SRT, and then you drive an F-Pace SVR, and there's no way you would not be able to tell the difference between just how completely different of a drive they are. I mean, this thing sounds amazing. Handles great. These things do really well in the rain, snow, that kind of stuff. This car definitely, I'm glad that they put a Supercharged V8 in the F-Pace. The first couple years, the launch, and then the year or two after that, with only having the V6 as the top engine, it was kind of a disappointment, just because there's so many other cars that you could get a twin turbo V8, a higher output supercharged V6, or even going up into like the supercharged V8s. So they definitely needed to make this. Like, this is a much better option than a lot of the other performance crossovers, I think. I'm a little biased too, you know, working at the dealer. But having driven a lot of the other brands too, where they're in the same kind of category with relative performance, I would choose like this car all day long. Now, there are some downsides to like this car. I don't like how they made the trim. So on the SVR, they gave these really nice like body colored panels, but they made them all gray, which didn't make any sense. So the only way that they'd actually kind of match is if you got back in the day, a chorus gray car. Then the panels would match. But you could get like a black car or a white one, like what this one is, or a red one, or a Velocity blue one, and it would have a gray wheel well trims, and then on the sides and on the fronts and the backs. And I thought that was kind of stupid. I don't know why they didn't at least body match them or just make them all black or something. I thought that was kind of goofy. The head-up display in this car is the old laser projector. And I don't know if actually you can see it right here. It's the old laser projector. That needs to go. I'm surprised that even a 2020 has that still. Because it's so old. It's orange. Our new ones with the TFT displays, super good resolution. Night and day to, you know, what they used to be and what they are now. So that's a negative. Like, just look at that. Come on. We need to phase those out. The rest of the car is very nice. You know, we got this extended leather here. We got suede all in the headliner. Got the nice pano roof, which is hard to see. My apologies, it's dark. We got the performance seats. Very comfy. We got ambient lighting here. Boom. Show you guys the outside. This is Fuji white. So here's what I'm talking about right here. So this, it's kind of hard to see because it's dark out, is gray. This right here is gray too. This grill surrounding here is gray. And the car is white with black wheels. So we got these SVR wheels here, but like, not too sure why they made this gray. They should have made it black or body colored. Active exhaust, this gray valance here. So that's something they should have changed. This is just a brake light. This would have been cool if they made this a functional, I guess, heat extractor right there. This is functional right here. So air will actually come out here, whoop, straight through there, the wheel well. They did go with a, it's really hard to see, my apologies, the signature LEDs, which look great. Let's see if you can see it on this side, yeah. So they upgraded to the 6 pistons on the front for braking. I think is nice, and then just a standard, I don't even know what that is. Not like a 4 piston, which is kind of disappointing. But this would have been really cool, and I don't know if anyone would have wanted it, but if this came with like a ceramic brake option, I think that would have been really cool. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed that video. 2020 Jaguar F-Pace SVR, our Supercharged V8 crossover. This one is ebony and ivory interior. Very nice. Very premium looking. Here's the back of the sport seats. Oops. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed that video. Oops, let's turn some lights on here. Hope you guys enjoyed that video. If you guys liked it, I would appreciate it if you would hit that like button located on the bottom right. And if you guys like these videos, I'd appreciate it if you guys would subscribe. Thank you guys for everyone who's watching my channel. Appreciate it. And everyone who's subscribing too, I appreciate it too. And I hope you guys are enjoying these videos. Let me know any ways that I can improve. And I will see you in the next video. Sorry, just kind of trying to park in between 2 cars. Alright, peace.